Hello everybody, Joe Marone here. I'm a second-year teaching artist for the Phoenix Conservatory of Music. In addition to the Conservatory, I play in two bands here in Phoenix, Audio Freak and Whiskey Rose. Both bands are busy and we play every weekend. I started playing drums when I was in 6th grade, and I'll never forget my first band teacher, my first music teacher, mostly because he had an interesting name. His name was Charlie Brown. I went on to pursue music through high school, playing in the high school jazz band, the marching band, and the wind ensemble. I also earned a place in the North Jersey area band through audition. I then went on to attend and graduate from Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. So, as you might guess, I love drums and drumming. What I want to talk to you about today is how to start drumming. You don't need a whole lot to start. All you really need is a pair of sticks. If you have a drum set or a practice pad, that's fantastic. But what we're going to cover today is everything you can accomplish with 2 hands and 2 sticks. So first, let's talk about how to hold the sticks. If the sticks were just laying down on a drum or on the floor, you would simply pick them up like this. And you want to be holding them about 1/3 the way up the stick. You don't want to hold them way down here at the end like you're grabbing it like a club. You want to hold it about 1/3 the way up the stick. And where you hold it is in your hand between that first joint of your index finger and your thumb. So you're holding it kind of like that. The other fingers just sort of lightly wrap around the stick, and your hand should be positioned like this, about a 45-degree angle or something that looks like a slice of pizza. And the backs of your hands should be facing the ceiling. Okay, so your palms would be down, backs of your hands facing the ceiling. And hold the sticks in this manner like this. Now, whatever hand is your dominant hand, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, that's the hand you would start with. So I'm right-handed, so I typically start with my right hand. And to make a good drum stroke, you want to start first by raising the stick straight up and down like this, and just lightly throw it down at the pad. And you should be holding it fairly loose. You see this stick kind of comes back all by itself. Okay, so you want to make nice, just slow, nice, even strokes. Okay, make sure the stick stays in that first joint of your index finger there. Okay, just throw the stick up and down. Let it come all the way back so that it's perpendicular to the floor. So try that with your dominant hand a bunch of times. If your stick stops down here, you're not letting it bounce back enough. So it's really important to be loose in the wrists, okay, and in the fingers. Just relax, throw that thing down, let it come back on its own, using its own rebound energy. Do a whole bunch of those with your dominant hand. And then switch and try it with your subdominant hand. So start by raising the stick straight up and down, and throw it down at the pad. If you don't have a pad like I do, you could do this on any surface. A table, floor, really anything. So just throw it down, let it come back up. Throw it down, let it come back. Throw it down, back. Just like that. Okay? So what we're going to learn about next are 3 rudiments. Drummers have rudiments. I think we know that our piano playing friends and guitar playing friends, they have scales that they practice. They learn scales forward and back. And the scales are the building blocks of melodies. Any song that you hear on the radio, the melody, the part that the person is singing, comes from a scale. Drummers don't have melodies like a piano player does. In fact, a drum is what's typically called an indefinite pitched instrument. If you walk up to a piano and press on a key, it's going to be a note. It's going to be a specific note of some kind. It could be a C, it could be an A, but it's going to be a specific note. If you walk up to a drum and you just hit it, it doesn't make a note. Here's a snare drum with the snares turned off. See, that doesn't really make a note like a piano does. So drums are what's called an indefinite pitched instrument. Like I said, we don't have scales, but what we have are rudiments. And the rudiments are, like the scales are the building blocks of melody to a piano player or guitar player, rudiments are the building blocks of drumming. From the rudiments are where drum beats come from and things like that. You probably mostly know rudiments if you've ever seen a marching band go by and you hear the snare line playing a beat like this. Those are all rudiments that I just played. Some of them were rolls, some of them were single stroke, some of them were flams, but they're all rudiments. There's about 40 rudiments in total. Really, there's 40 basic rudiments. If you were to look them up on the Percussive Art Society website or something of that nature, if you opened up any kind of drum instructional book and they contain the rudiments, it would contain 40 rudiments. But in reality, there's a lot more because there's variations. So what we're going to learn today is the first three. And those are the single stroke roll, the double stroke roll, and the paradiddle. So the single stroke roll goes like this. First, make sure you're holding your sticks in good position. Make sure you've got that 45-degree pizza wedge angle going on your drum, that you're holding the stick in that first joint of the index finger, and that the back of your palms are facing the ceiling. The single stroke roll is, as the name would suggest, a single stroke per hand. So it's just like this. Starts off like this. If you're right-handed, you'll start with your right hand. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. If you're left-handed, you'd start with your left hand. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And you want to start it nice and slow and make sure that you're moving the wrists, letting the sticks come all the way back. If they're playing down here, you're not moving the sticks enough. You want to be playing all the way back. Okay? Right, left, right, left. And you're going to start it slow, just like this. As you get a little bit more comfortable with it, you can pick up the pace. Same, make sure the sticks come all the way back. And eventually, this single stroke combination of rights, lefts is just going to turn into a single stroke roll. Boom. There's your single stroke roll. So you want to start it slow and make sure it's nice and smooth and even before you increase any speed. A couple things that are very important. One is the grip. Make sure you're holding the stick about 1/3 the way up the stick. Make sure you've got it in that first joint of the index finger, between the first joint of your index finger and your thumb. Also is the stick height. You want to make sure that the stick height is even. As you can see, I'm bringing, and a good thing to watch is you can watch the tips of your sticks. You want to make sure that they're coming back at the same height. If they're uneven, and this is common with beginners, is that their dominant hand tends to move very well, but their subdominant hand doesn't. So a beginner might start like this, but as they gain speed, they become lopsided. And you can see my right hand is moving back very good, but my left hand isn't moving so well. And what will happen is as you pick up speed and start to do the roll, it's going to sound lopsided. That's very lopsided. That's much more even. So it's very important to keep the tips the same height. Now remembering right, left, right, left, right, left is not too difficult. So once you get going, you can look at your own technique. If you have the opportunity to practice these things in front of a mirror, that's ideal because you'll be able to see exactly how your sticks are moving. But if not, you can still look at your hands, look down at your wrists, make sure that both wrists are moving the same. Make sure the tips of the sticks are the same height. Then gradually pick up the speed of the roll. Boom. Okay. Now, the next one we're going to learn is called the double stroke roll. And as the name suggests, it's 2 strokes per hand. So right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Or again, if you're left-handed, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. So just like the single stroke roll, first you want to make sure you have good stick technique. Make sure you're holding the sticks about 1/3 the way up. Make sure that you're grabbing it between the first joint of your index finger and your thumb, and that your palms are down, backs of your hands are facing the ceiling. If your hands are like this, that's not the kind of technique that you want to be using. Stick should be at about a 45-degree angle, and the backs of your hands should be facing the ceiling. Double stroke roll, you've heard this all your life. When it's fast and in a roll setting, that's what it sounds like. Anytime you've heard the national anthem, oh, say, can you see? Obviously, I didn't take choir class. But that's what the snare drummer plays through the entire national anthem. They play a long roll the whole way through. Okay? So, like I said, you want to start this right, right, left, left, 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 right, right. Kind of like running a marathon, this kind of roll doesn't come immediately. It's not going to come after 1 or 2 practices. It takes a little bit of time. A couple of good ways to practice this double stroke roll is when you're starting it, start it slow and try accenting the second note. Just like that. And what that's going to do is that's going to make you move your wrists for both strokes, as opposed to just letting the stick bounce on the pad. You want to move it for both strokes. So accent the second note. As you get faster, there's going to come a point where it's just physically impossible to keep accenting that second note. But that's okay, because by the time you get to that point, you're going to have the wrist strength and the dexterity in the hands to make that nice open double stroke roll. Okay? You start slow. And there you'll have a double stroke roll. Another neat way to kind of practice any of these 3 rudiments that I'm going to show you is if you practice them on a pillow. And that's because a pillow doesn't have any bounce. A practice pad, it's rubber, so it's going to have some bounce. Whereas a pillow has no bounce, so it forces you to move your wrist for every stroke. And the wrist, although Drumming comes from a lot of the upper body. It could start from the shoulders and go literally all the way down to your fingertips. The wrist is probably kind of where it starts like the most. That's the most important part of the motion to develop, is that wrist. So if you practice a single stroke roll and the double stroke roll on a pillow, you're going to get a good workout. It's going to make you move your sticks and your wrist for every note. Now, the last rudiment I'd like to show you is called a paradiddle. It goes right, left, right, right, and then opposite hand, left, right, left, left. So if you're paying attention, you'll notice that it is a combination of the first two rudiments, right? The first rudiment was single stroke roll, right, left, right, left. The second rudiment was double stroke roll, right, right, left, left. So this is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. It's a combination of the two. And the paradiddle, I know it's kind of a funny name. I think they call it a paradiddle because that's what it sounds like. It goes paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So, just like all of our rudiments, we want to start with great stick technique. We want to make sure that we're holding the sticks about a third of the way up. They should be in that first joint of the index finger and the thumb. Back of the palms facing the ceiling. And move the sticks a full stroke. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So, this one changes hands. Whereas the single stroke roll, if you start with the right, it's always going to be right, left, right, left, right, left. Double stroke roll, same. If you start with the right, it's always going to be right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. The paradiddle goes back and forth. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Paradiddle, 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 And there you go. There's your paradiddle. So again, the three rudiments were single stroke roll. If you're right-handed, start with the right hand. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. If you're left-handed, start with your left hand. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. The double stroke roll. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, left. And the paradiddle. If you're right-handed, start with the right hand. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. If you're left-handed, start with the left hand. Left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right. Left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right. Right, left, left, right, left, right. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Okay, so what we've learned today, how to hold the sticks. Just set them down, pick them up about a third of the way up the stick, hold it between that first joint of the index finger and the thumb, down on the pad, a 45-degree angle. Make sure that the back of your palms are facing the ceiling. And we learned the single stroke roll. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Double stroke. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And the paradiddle. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. These three rudiments are a great place to start. Like I said, all you need is a pair of sticks. If you have a drum set or a snare drum or practice pad, fantastic. Have at it on the drums. If you have a pillow, have at it at the pillow. That'll give you a good workout. Okay, thank you for your time, everybody. I hope that you start some drumming and that you enjoy your drumming endeavors. and have a fantastic day. Bye now.